One of my favourite games of all time on PC is a rhythm action game / dodge 'em up called Soundodger. In this game you play as a circle trapped inside a much wider circle, and around the edge of that wider circle, which is the level that you inhabit, are loads of geometric shapes being fired in towards you. Different shapes do different things. Some will create beautiful geometric shape patterns for you to avoid, others will chase you around the screen. And the idea is that it will all flow to the rhythm, the music and the melody of the song that you're playing. Each level is beautifully custom built by Studio Bean, and at some point it will shoot out a heart for you to try and capture. The idea is that if you can then keep going from that point on throughout the rest of the level without being touched by any of the enemies, that heart can be used as bonus currency to unlock bonus tracks outside of the main collection of songs. It's tricky, it's very difficult to get perfect scores, and what you can do is press and click down on your mouse button to slow down the track for a brief point in time so that you can try and escape and dodge out of very tight spaces. All of this premise carries across to the early access Soundodger 2, which is a sequel that I've been much anticipating and never thought would happen, and I'm so delighted that it is. It was in early access towards the end of last year, and it's been growing exponentially over the course of 2022. With the most recent update adding another 4 or 5 songs, I thought it was time to showcase this out to the world, because if anyone likes a rhythm action game or a dodge 'em up, Soundodger 2 is going to be an absolute dream, and the first one still holds its weight today. Soundodger 2 takes all of that original premise and adds loads and loads of bells and whistles onto it. The previous game you always had the same circle. Yes, there was different colours and patterns and layouts, but it was always the same circle doing the same kind of trick, just to different songs. Now the camera switches around, so you might zoom in, you might zoom out, the circle might grow, it might contract. It will also kind of lock you in as well on controls, and sometimes you can't move up and down, sometimes you can only move side to side, sometimes you're stuck in one place and you need to use various power-ups that you'll unlock, such as shields and stuff, to try and bat away what's going on in front of your eyes. It's very tricky, and actually the difficulty curve in Soundodger 2 is much steeper than the original because of all of these bells and whistles being thrown at you. No longer can you kind of attempt to get through ham-fisted on your first couple of goes. You really need to know the exact pattern that's going on and work out the best way to navigate that. There is always an element of personal choice though with Soundodger 2, because quite a lot of the projectiles that are being thrown at you chase you where you're at in that circular level. So you need to constantly move, but you could stay still and kind of create your own little mini pattern and then zip off to the side, and then that creates a gap in the arrows, say for example, that are flying at you, so that you can kind of dodge in and get away with it. Again, this game has the whole heart capture thing going on, but what's really interesting is alongside pressing and clicking to slow down, there's now these power-ups that you can have which allow you to either have a shield to bat away and hide inside something if something gets a bit chaotic. There's also a zip that allows you to kind of zip across to the other side of the circle, which is great. And there's also mods available for you to be able to turn on, such as Zen mode, and also changing the actual speed of the level as well, speeding it up or slowing it down. Also new for Soundodger 2, alongside the normal mode and the advanced mode, is now challenge mode, which takes out a section of the song and does a customised extreme challenge version that will switch up some of the gameplay basics so that you get a totally different feel of the game too. Soundodger 2 also brings along an editor mode, but this time around, unlike the previous one, it's now got a full selection of tutorial videos that allow you to really get under the skin of Soundodger. But you can also now have user-generated levels dropped in, and so long as you've got the MP3 or the music to be able to actually run that song, you've got infinite replayability with Soundodger 2. I really hope that there's a decent community mod behind the scenes getting all of this up and running, and there's a Discord already up and running to enable you to kind of switch songs around and share levels, I think, for the future. I am over the moon that this exists. I didn't think it would. I'm delighted it is, and I'm so glad that it is hitting and nailing everything I wanted in Soundodger 2 and more, because whenever I play a song for the first time in this game, each song brings a unique mechanic to it that makes me beam and smile when it happens, because it always catches me left field, whether that's something going in reverse, something flashing, or the camera panning in or out, or like everything exploding out and then coming back down as rain again or something like that. It just constantly surprises me over and over and over again. I cannot wait for more and more content to be added to this game. It's currently in early access on PC and Steam. I so recommend this already in its current state. More songs and user-generated content is still to come. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/Higher Plane Network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.